This is an introduction. Last week's video we talked about how you can monetize a website. In this video we will start the build process for building one of those money-making websites. But before you run for the hills saying to yourself, Dell's gone technoid on us, this video will focus on the planning side of the page. In the following video we'll get techie. Don't worry. I'll teach you how to build the money-making website, which will be easier than you think based on the design that we'll build today. So stick with us, all right? As always, if you find this video helpful, or you just want to make me happy, please subscribe, like, and share this video. You know how. It's all those buttons down below. Let's get started. The big mistake. The big mistake people make when they're building a website is to sit down and start building it first. They start creating pages right off the bat. They start grabbing videos, they start grabbing graphics, and they just start throwing stuff on a page. Now, imagine yourself for a moment going on a road trip. Do you get in your car and just start driving? No, you don't. You begin by asking yourself a couple of questions. The first question is, where do I want to go? Well, building a web page is the same thing. In Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a great book, by the way, he calls out the second habit as begin with the end in mind. This could not be more true than when you're building a website. So, how do we define the end for a website? What is the goal of the site? I know you're thinking, to make money, duh! But how are you going to make the money from this website? In this video, we're going to focus on one of the specific types of money-making websites. It's a capture page and a bridge page. Those two pages combine together. So, how do these pages make money? Let's look at a diagram of the funnel once again. The capture page captures the contact information for the lead and then sends that information to a CRM database. Then it opens the bridge page. We'll talk about what happens to the contact information in the CRM database on another day. Let's focus on just the website side of things today. What does the bridge page do? It introduces you and your story to the lead, and then it warms them to the product that you're about to send them to. It's an important page. So why do we introduce ourselves? People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So the bridge page helps build the know, like, and trust so that they feel comfortable buying from you. But how do you know what to say on the capture page? This is where the customer avatar comes in. without a customer avatar, you're getting on your car for a road trip without knowing where you're going. When it comes to marketing, that can be an expensive mistake. I've included, and you'll see it here in just a minute, as part of this video, how to build a customer avatar. So let's watch that part right now. When you're building your customer avatar, consider all aspects of this person that you're describing. Think about, are they married? Are they single? Which is it? This is important to know. If they're married, do they have children? If they have kids, how many do they have? Are they boys? Are they girls? Are they young? Or are they old? Are they still at home? Or are they away from home now? Let's dig a little deeper. Do they work in an office? Or do they work someplace else? Maybe they work construction. Maybe they work as a bus driver. Define where it is that they work. As for me, my guy works in an office. But yours may work someplace else. You really need to get to know your avatar. What is his greatest fears? What is it that keeps him awake at night? Not just that a bill is late, but deep core fears. We're really trying to get to know our avatar. What is his greatest joy? What does he just get up for? What drives him to do things? What is it that they really want out of life? What is their greatest desire? These are the type of things we need to focus on and think about and document. Now we've covered some of the basic demographics. We've delved a little into who this avatar is as a person. We've talked about if they're male, female, married or not, if they have kids or if they don't, where is it that they work, what is their fears, what drives them. Now we need to look at where it is that they hang out at, what stores, where they hang out on the internet. Are they on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or someplace else? Is there a forum that they hang out at that's not one of these places? Where do they browse for their information? When they're researching something, where is it that they look? We're building a person here, a person that we're going to be talking to. Give them a name. Make them personable. Make it so that they're a friend. Talk about their interest and what makes them tick. Talk about things that drive them. Anytime we're looking at doing a marketing product or creative, focus on your customer avatar. Remember, when you're writing copy, you're writing to your customer avatar, to a friend. Talk about his or her pains. Talk about their desires and how you can help solve those desires and those pains. If you haven't built a customer avatar yet, stop the video and go do that right now, and then come back. Your customer avatar is like the puzzle pieces of marketing, creating a whole picture and direction to take your marketing. The customer avatar is that missing piece. Even the product that you select needs to go through the customer avatar evaluation process, asking what pains does this product solve for your customer. Now that we have your customer avatar in hand, we understand our customer, we know where they hang out and what their pains are. Let's find that product that solves the avatar's pain, and let's start building our web page. Okay, this is Pencil that I have up on the screen right now. This side over here is the stencil area, or your shapes. This side here is where we will be building the document. When you first install Pencil from the download in the description of the video, it will not have all the stencils that I have over here. There's no cost for the stencils, so what you do is you come up here to the menu, go to Tools, Manage Collections. I suggest that you do Bootstrap, Wireframe, Desktop Sketchy GUI, Basic Elements Visible, Windows XP, and Desktop GTX. The generic wireframe, if I didn't say that already, you could go and select and add all of these if you want. The ones that are grayed out are the ones that are not installed. There's some, like the mobile iOS wireframe. I don't deal with that, so I don't put it. But there's flowchart, there's common shapes. There's a lot of things in here that you may decide outside of this purpose for installing. If you decide to install something, you can just let's see, what's something I don't mind having. Common shapes. You click on it and then hit visible or install from repository. If you do an install from repository, it will go out and get a list of all of the available collections. There are some outdated collections as well that have been replaced by one thing or another along the way. And if you go to install something from up here, you just click the install button. This would actually be more interesting for me. So we're going to go and hit that for you. And you go through and follow the steps that it calls out to install. Now this will actually go out to the internet and download whatever it is that you've selected and go through the install process. You can see it flashing in the background that it's successfully installed. And you see up here it says installed. So now when we come down here, we can see it has been installed and made visible. In fact, it's right here. After you have everything installed, you can close this and you can access it here. To create your new web page, click the Create New Document. Down here at the bottom, give it a name. We're going to say, oops, I forgot to click. Properties, right click, Properties, and then this dialog box will come up and you type whatever the name is that you want to give it. In this case, I'm going to do Capture Page Example. You can do your page size here. You can click this and get, it'll give you some predefined pages that you will want to look at. HD, full HD, normal web page, large web page, and then downsize. We're going to go with a normal web page. We're going to hit, let's talk about the rest of this for a second. Child of, we are creating a new page, and so it's asking, what is the parent page? Is it linked to another page? Not this. This is connected to the same page. We're not doing any linking on this page. Is the background transparent? Does it have a background color? If you say color, you're given the option on creating or installing a background color. So, for example, we're going to have a color of green. You can go ahead and use the HTML code over here. You can have another page up and use the eyedropper and go and capture the page. I actually recommend that if you're building a capture page that's going to a product page, that you look at that product page for themes in color and then grab one of those colors and use it in your own page as well. So we've collected that. We're going to do and hit the update button, and now we have our page. Now this is a blank page. It's got a green background, and if we come back down here to properties again, click on this again, you can actually make a note of what that is so that you can go find it when you go to build your own page. But this is just the prototype. So we've done our first step. We've defined the page. Now what we need to do is go build our windows. So what I like to do is find Bootstrap. Now Bootstrap is where we get all of our controls and stuff that we have on pages. But another thing that it allows us to do is grab a panel. You can have panels with titles on them or something along those lines if you want, of different colors, but I'm going to just do just a blank. If I can get it to come over here. Recording the videos, keeping my computer running a little slow. You can just drag it on and size it to the size that you want. Now remember, this is a whole page. I actually want a little bit of border on this, so I'm going to go and bring it like this. Now if you grab this and move it around a little bit, you can move the whole thing. Now maybe we'll go and expand this or contract it down as we go. But this is going to be our build area where we're going to actually build. So now what we want to do is go find text. That's an input box. We want, I must have missed it. Tab. So we're in Bootstrap, like I was saying. Come down to basic web elements, and now we can grab text. We've got our headers and regular formatted text. What we're going to do first is a header. So we're going to just drag things up here. We're going to do a headline, and we're going to do a subheadline, and we're going to have a little bit of plain text. Now I'm going to go back to Bootstrap again, and I'm going to find my button. What color do I want my button to be? I want it to stand out, so I'm going to use red. I'm going to just throw it up here for right now. Now you see that line that has shown up? That tells me I'm in the center of this palette. If I bring this text over, now I'm centered there. I'm lined to the left. There it was. Sometimes. Now I'm center of page, lined up on the button. Now if you click on that, you can come in and actually align text center. Although we're not going to want to do that yet because we haven't written anything. So here we have our basic page layout. Now we go and take the information that we've developed in our list to start building our header. We've made a list of pain points that your product is going to solve. Look at that list and go, which one of these do you think best represents your customer avatar's pain? And we want to word it in such a way that it will be attention grabbing for them and create curiosity. So for example, whoops, didn't double click it, sorry. Stop. Now you notice this is just going up into one little spot there. I'll show you how to fix that in a minute. We actually want this one to be left aligned. Now I'm going to go and click off of it, and you see how it adjusts. Stop feeling tired every day. Yeah. Let's actually add another header in here so that I can have more control. Let's grab this, move this to the center. We're going to align this way. I'm going to click on it again. It is 24. I'm going to bump that up to 36. Now I've made a mistake here. This is a title. We should use title casing. And every day is one word. Okay. Stop feeling tired every day. We're going to come here now. Find now, I don't have a product in mind, so I am just making this up as we go. You would want to actually use the words and the phrasing that you find in the product documentation and what applies to your customer avatar. But you're starting to see the point. You take that information and you start building this page. You're wanting to make it so that it attracts them, so that it makes them go, yeah, they're talking to me. And that's what we're doing here, is we're building that page. Now, this is a little bit different text. This is more of a free form text. So
I did not realize.
sorry about that. I had a little bit of an interruption from my son. Anyway, like I said, I don't actually have a product that I'm building this off of right now, so it's kind of difficult. You can copy and paste. For example, if I got something over here, this is just Notepad. I find talking and typing to be a bit challenging for me, so I'm going to just copy that. And if I come down here and double click on this so that it's selected everything, or you can hit the Control A once you've double clicked on it and then paste and come off, and you see how it has where's the center? There it is. Now let's go and boost that up. Let's make that bold. Let's bring that back on here a little bit. Oh, there we go. You can change the type of font to something else that you've got installed. There you go. My suggestion is you build your prototype in here, you get your colors right, because one, it's really simple and easy to do inside of Pencil. You can export this to a file that you can share with other people so that you are not doing it on your own. You're actually getting input from other people before you go through all the hassle of building it in code. You can also, let me go and double click on this. You can change the text to you can change the font size and stuff. You can stretch that button. Put it back in the middle. I also like to come off to the side here, and where did it go? Maybe you want to add down to the bottom what I call a benefits tab. Where you drag it in here. Oh, did you see that? Again, this one, word wraps, you can stretch it out and get it to calm down a little bit. Line it up. Oh, I seem to, well, let's try that again. Seem to have missed a letter. Let's get in there and fix that. There we go. Now we have a basics or a basis for our page. Now, like I said, this is not a real page here. I don't have a product that I'm working off of. I'm just kind of making this up in the weight loss industry or niche, you would want to put real stuff in here. You can come up in here and make that one word well, you can't do a single word inside of a thing. You have inside of an object, you have to do the entire object. So you can change the color over here. You can, like I said, you can change the font here as well as here. It's interesting they don't match. Click off to see what it looks like. You can then select and adjust as necessary. So let's say you want to add a picture in here. So let me grab this up here. Let's say you want to add a picture. So let's go down and find an image. We don't have an image in Basic Web. We don't have images in Bootstrap. But if we come down to Desktop Sketchy, you can grab an image and drag it to the and put it someplace after you get it on there. Now, this isn't an actual image, as you can tell, but you can right click on it and get different properties for it and arrange it to be in front of or behind, kind of to give you a chance to indicate what you think it is, like if it's wallpaper or something like that. The reason for this is to allow you to sketch this if you're building it for someone else, not adding content, you're just adding concepts of layouts. There's another one. Let me go ahead and delete that. Okay, I'm back. So, I found it. The image that I was looking for is actually under Common, Shapes, and it's Bitmap Image. Drag it over, place it where you want it, and then if you right click, go to Actions, Link to Image, or Load Linked Image, it will allow you to go and find an image to link. So I'm going to just go here, I'm going to go here, I've got an image already that I want to use that I've got prepped. Go here. Now obviously in this particular case this is too big. Well, you can come up to these hooks on the side here and shrink it down and then embed the image this way. Now you've got an awful lot of white space in this particular case over here. Maybe that's not really what you want to do. You can go back to Basic Web, grab more text, drop it over here. Now you're like, I know I need something there, but I just don't know what I need at this point. If you right click and go to Actions, you can do Generate Short Random Text, long random text. We're going to just do short random text. Now, it says fixed width. If you undo the fixed width, it does not do word wrap. If you add fixed width, it word wraps. But maybe that's not quite what you want. Maybe you need a little bit more. Well, that's kind of ugly. I don't want it fitting in there that way. If you grab, and I should clarify, if you click on this, you see this one is a little bit different color up here. The rest of these are red, and these are rotators, hooks. This is your expansion hook. If you see the little square that it creates, if you drag it to the side, I want it there. Now, unfortunately, this means you can tilt it, but you can't really drag it down. So if you want it longer, you have to drag the whole thing down and then drag it up. Okay. Now let's go and grab our text and make it a little bit bigger so it expands. It fills that area better. Okay. Now, like I said, this is not a real example. It is kind of a formatting to give you an idea. I like having the benefits bar down here on the bottom. Now, if you come, speaking of which, you come to material icons, that's in my system, and go find one, like, I don't know, what's a good one for weight loss or something. Maybe that's a good one. You can bring this over here. Come on, line up. There it is. And line those icons up as well. Now, I'm recording this as well as working this, and I've got, as you can see, a whole bunch of stuff open down here. So my PC, or laptop as the case may be, is giving me a little bit of time or difficulty. So maybe we want to go and add this icon over here, because this is more family with energy, and I don't know what to do for easy to use. Oh, maybe a thumb. These are in alphabetical order, so a thumb would be clear down here. Well, we're almost to the T's. We're getting there now. There it is. Thumbs up. Easy to use. So the basic layout of the page is done. Maybe we've decided we want this font a little bit bigger, not quite as big as the primary. You can make that italic and bold. Use your cursor keys for fine movement and alignment. Now this is something interesting. I'm going to move this down on purpose below where I want it. Now notice that it goes behind the image. That's because this image is in front of it. These are objects on the page. So let's go and rock that back up here a little bit more. We're out of alignment a little bit. There. Now, this page looks done. So, we can click Add Page down here at the bottom. Say that this is a child of the capture page. And this is Thank You, which is our bridge page. Give it the same background color. Same background color. Create. Boom. And now we do the same thing that we did before. We start with the tab, or the panel rather, drag it over, all right. Sorry, had to step away for a second. Had an interruption from one of the boys. So I'm back on the thank you page. You can see it down here. It's labeled as thank you. You also have the capture page example here. And you notice it also says capture page here. This is actually one page up. If you click that button, it will take you back to the main page. So what we actually want to do here is we want to actually capture a couple of things that we don't want to have to type all over again. So I'm going to bring my cursor off and capture all of this stuff at the bottom. Just to show that again, I took my cursor off of the screen and I'm holding down the mouse button and just selecting all of that. You see it get highlighted in green, then pressing Control C on a Windows machine. Now, if you come down here, you'll see there's a little down arrow that didn't exist before we made that other page. If you click that, it will allow you to move to the thank you page. Then you can just press Control V and paste, and then drag them down to where you want them to be. This way you can have consistency between your pages. The button is the same, those are the same. I don't have to fiddle with it. Now what we want to do here is, this is a second page. We want to tell people that they're not done yet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come back up to Bootstrap up here and then come all the way, or nearly all the way, to the bottom. And we're going to grab a progress bar. Now, what a progress bar is it tells you the progress of what you're working on. Now, I'm going to just expand this out a bit. Rotate it over. Now, obviously, this isn't going to give the actual progress in this prototype, but you can at least see it. Okay. If I double click on it, I can say progress 66%. Okay. Now if I click on that and then right click, it allows you just to click striped. You can link it to the capture page. You can arrange it front back. You can lock it into place. If you lock it, it won't move by accident. And that may be an okay thing to do during your build. But let's continue on for now. We're going to come down here. We're going to grab basic. We're going to get another header. We're going to say, thank you for there we go, wind it back up. Almost done. So we're building, that's funny. Done. We're building not the capture page, the bridge page right now. Well, we're building the prototype of the bridge page. So progress bar, when we build that, it's actually going to show the 66%, but it doesn't have the ability to do that here. You can only do so much. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to actually embed a video on this. Now we don't have the ability to do that inside of Pencil, so what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the common shapes again and grab another bitmap, and we're going to just bring it up here and get it in the middle, and then we're going to right click, action, link. Now in my particular case I have this graphic just right here. I built this graphic off camera. Obviously it's too big, so we're going to shrink it down to get it to the size that we want. Now you could come up here and do this also, but I find that tedious, and so I just drag. It keeps the ratio when you do this. We want it just a little bit smaller. Okay. I'm going to move the button down just a hair so I can move this down just a hair, because we want one more element right here. Please watch the video for a special message at the end. Okay, now I'm going to turn that red because I want them to do that. Center that up. Okay. Now, if we come back here click that button, you can come up and you can link it to thank you. It doesn't actually do that. It's going to run a program in the background, but that's for another day. And I noticed that this is out of alignment a little bit, so we're going to grab that whole thing. There it is. Okay. Now, this still says gobbledygook here. Linked that already. Okay, so let's come here. Let's go to the thank you page. Like I said, the purpose of this is to create a, where is it? There it is. I thought I had this lined up, but I did not. Okay. The purpose of this is to create a prototype so that you have an idea what you're looking at, because it's real easy to go and manipulate this here. It's like building it on paper first. It's easy to erase it from paper and then putting it back in a different way. It's easy to take this and just go, I don't know that I like red. Maybe I want yellow. Yeah, yellow. Ooh, that sucks big time. I don't want to do that. So maybe blue. Blue's not bad. Kind of matches the frame on the video. Maybe red is better. You can also change fonts on the fly, get kind of an idea of what it looks like. Decide if you want the text in bold or italic. Just at a quick glance, you see what it looks like. You can then take this and export it as a template. Well, not as a template, but as a mock, and allow you to share it with other people. This is great if you're working on a team, and you should always have somebody else review your work before you put it up on the web. The reason for that is that what if you typoed something? Sometimes your brain will go and filter out those mistakes because it knows what you wanted to put there. So, my boys are having a good time out there doing things and making lots of noise. Sorry about that. But hey, we're having fun. Or they're having fun. But see, this is the reason why I want to do this or use pencil, because it's easy to make the change. It's easy to modify on the fly and go, oh, I really like the way that looks so much better. Or no, I don't like that. I think that's a terrible background color. Let me try something different. Update. Oh, maybe that's a better color for you. Maybe not. Well, have fun with it. Let's get on with the rest of the video. Thanks. Okay. I've done some editing off camera. No reason to sit here and watch me do all of that. I've gone and added in some verbiage. I've changed the picture to something that actually fits what we're talking about. Now, remember, this is not a real product. But one of the things that I want to call out is in this this piece of text, I talk about a free video. Now, unless you've got a video sales letter on the product page, don't say that. Okay? Don't say something that isn't actually going to be there. Your free video needs to be on the sales page of your product. I have found that products with a video sales letter on the front page work better than products that don't. If you've got that video, then you can use a phrase like free video. Click below for a free video about the secret to gain your energy. Now, here I'm highlighting the pain. If you're like I was, my own story, you found yourself dragging in the middle of the day. Forget about playing with the kids when you got home. No energy at all until I found this secret herbal combination, which is why I changed this over here from a picture of me to a picture of herbs. Now see, this is the fix down here. Now I have the energy to run and play with the kids for hours. Now, maybe register now isn't the right thing. Maybe what we really want to do is say, watch now, because we're talking about a free video up here. In which case, we will want to come to the thank you page and make it match as well. Now, we've got another problem with matching. I like this color change here. So this is all threes. That's actually not the right place. Come down here, properties, background color. We're going to just capture this by highlighting, Control C, off. I'm not changing that, so I'm going to hit the cancel. Let's go back to the thank you page. Now let's click down here on the properties of the thank you page. Highlight that again, Control V and tab. Come off, update. Boom, we're now matching. Now something else that's not matching here is I don't have a border on this. So let's go ahead and change that. Let's come back to this. How big was this? How thick was this? This was 3. Now something you may have noticed, I also added a shadow on or off camera. I'll show you how to do that on the thank you page. So we're going to come here, and what we're going to do before we go and add the border, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to copy. You can see where it says Control C. We're going to copy. We're going to click off of it, and then we're going to paste. This is going to go right over the top of it, and it is slightly offset. So we're going to come down just a little bit more. Now we're going to change the background color on this panel to the gray. Now you could also change the opaqueness. I didn't do that on the first one. Make it look more like a shadow. You could even go with a black if you wanted to create that real shadow look. But you know, that's in the wrong place, isn't it? So what we do now is right click on it, and then arrangement, and then send back. Boom. And it's in the back. Click off of it. Click on this one again. We're going to take this up to 3 and change our border color to black. I actually like that better. So let's go and come back here. Grab our shadow. There's our shadow. Let's change the color on this panel also to black. Change the opaqueness to 50%, which is what we did with the other one. Click off of it. Click off of it. There we go. Now that's matching better. I like that floating shadow. I think it looks better. You want a page to look attractive. So I think we're pretty much done here. Now, we've got some wording here. It says maybe we need a wordsmith red string because we're not using the word red string. Please watch the whole video. You know, I think that something I might do is let's grab the background. Let's drag that down just a little bit. Let's grab this panel, drag it down a little bit. Yeah. Let's grab all of that. Use my cursor key to move it down. Let's grab another, put it right there. We're going to say sometimes, there we go. Sometimes getting things lined up isn't quite as easy as you would think it should be. But let's take that, double click on it. That, I guess that's more balanced than I was thinking. Okay. Save our project. Now, if you remember, something that we did here is we linked this to the thank you. The reason for that is if we come here and then do an export, it's going to export this as a ping, or you can make it as a PDF, or a single web page, or whatever you want to do to share with other people. When you do that, you can make it so that it kind of acts like a actual web page so that you can share it with somebody and say, okay, this is what I'm looking at. This is how I'm thinking it's going to go together. What do you think? And then get their input from it. I highly recommend having somebody else review it. Perfect example, when I first typed this, the word here, I had used the presence type of here versus here as with your ear. And it wasn't until I sat down and reread this, I went, oops, let's fix that. So now we're all done. I wanted you guys to see it all done. I wanted to highlight how to do a couple of the other things inside of Pencil to create the look. Now we have a plan to move forward. Now we've got something that we can build from. We have taken our product, we've pulled out and created headlines. This is the headline up at the top that we would use, something to grab their attention. This needs to be related to a pane. The sub-headline, which is what the second line here is, needs to be something pointing out a possible solution to that pain. Then we call and work on that pain a little bit more. And then we talk about how we had that pain and how we solved it. The secret combination. I don't like that. Secret herbal combination. Let's read the whole thing, right, Del? So, this I think is actually a page that would work. If I had a product that was actually like this, I think that this would work. So, tell me what you think. Leave a comment in below, and let's continue with the rest of the video. Well, we just went through how to build a web page inside of Pencil. Now, Pencil is a prototyping tool. It allows you to, well, as they call it, sketch out the web page you're wanting to build. You can get some pretty complicated designs inside of Pencil and have multiple pages and links to them and all this other stuff. What we're doing is a relatively straightforward and simple design. But you start with a design first before you build and code anything. Because, like I said before, with the 80-20 rule, plan, then execute, equals success. If you go and just jump in and start doing it, you're going to be constantly redoing and remaking. And you saw on the video how we had to back up and say, nah, I didn't like that color, let's change it. There's less coding that could be done this way. Also, in the event that you don't want to build the web page yourself, using Pencil, you draw it up, you've got all of your colors that you want, you have it exactly the way you like, real easy and simple to build, and then you just hand it off to your web developer, and they've got a plan for you, or to build for you what you want, that's going to look exactly like you want. We're running a little long on this video. Sorry it took so long to get through all of that, but I think it was worth it. So, next video coming up here, I'm not going to actually go into the building of the web page yet. I think the next video I'm going to go into will be the autoresponder or CRM database. We need to have that component before we can actually build and deploy the web page. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll have everything we need then to build the page and get started on making money. There we go. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, and share. You know all those buttons down below.